Hello friends, it's me, Clar, and this is what my week looks like as a freelancer. So I wanted to try something different this time, which is why you don't see any subtitles and you can hear just me speaking. This is my work buddy, Dean Otter. I got him from Cheryl, who is a friend from Singapore who's also a fan of 17. She was the one who produced these keychain otter plushies. I just like having Dean Otter around my workspace because he makes it, I guess he kind of adds to the aesthetic and also makes sure that I don't get distracted easily, which happens quite a lot. So this is how I spend my weekends. Last weekend I was lucky enough to get commissioned to do 2 yearbook congratulations ads. I don't really know what to call them. So after having breakfast and doing my Genshin routine, yes, I do mean Genshin Impact, I add some notes to my layout concept that I drafted the night before because this usually helps me visualize more or less how I want the end product to look like. So I've been trying to be more organized when it comes to completing my tasks and my schedule. What I've been doing is listing my tasks on my notepad, arranging them according to importance, and then checking them off as I finish them. Because I spend so much time in front of my computer, I try to make it as comfortable and as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Unfortunately, I have a keyboard that I ordered on Taobao that hasn't arrived yet, but I did get myself a really cute mouse from Shopee for around 450 pesos, which is around $9, and it's the Onikuma CW905 gaming mouse. It's not a wireless mouse, but the wire is long enough that it doesn't really bother me. What I love about this mouse is that it's a really nice shade of pink. It's not too vivid and it's not too muted either. And it also has really pretty RGB lights and even an adjustable DPI setting. Another cool thing about this mouse is that it has its own software that you can download from their website, which lets you program the buttons, change the brightness and style settings of the RGB lights, adjust the DPI settings manually, and a lot of other stuff that I can't really get into since I don't usually use them. Honestly, I think it's a great buy if you're looking for an aesthetic pink gaming mouse and if you're on a budget. My work process is pretty simple. Basically, I make a rough draft of what I kind of want to see as the end product with the client's request in mind. And then after that, I review the concept, I create a mood board, and then I start editing. Honestly, even if I plan way ahead, I still end up changing a lot of things, but it's good to have a guide so that you don't stray off the client's wants. So both of the commissions I had to do, basically a kind of congratulations page for a yearbook. The parents contacted me and they asked me to come up with a layout of the page that they bought to congratulate their child. I don't know what they're called, a yearbook congratulations page, an ad page, I don't really know. So my first idea was to handwrite the congratulations part using my tablet. I tried different brushes and textures to see what would be like the best one that would fit the concept. So most of the time when I'm editing, especially if it's like layouts or photo editing or just anything that doesn't have any audio, I usually try to play some music because I find it awkward working when it's too quiet. And since I don't really need to concentrate in a sense that I have to listen to words in a video or anything, I just listen to any kind of song that I like. And since I don't want to get copyrighted, I'm going to put some music over this video because you can hear me playing some music on Spotify. And I don't earn from this, but I don't want to get copyrighted either. Some of the songs I do like to listen to, especially when I'm working, are New Face by James Marriott, My Oasis by Sam Smith, and Yoru ni Kakeru or Racing into the Night by YOASOBI. I really love listening to YOASOBI's songs because they have this kind of anime vibe. They're really energetic, and I just really love her voice. It's so clean and so precise, and it's just so much fun to listen to. So I wanted to put in a little more effort than usual on the commission since the person who commissioned me was a returning client. So I wanted to create a smudged watercolor background for the layout. So the concept was basically kind of like a pink, purple, pastel, princess kind of design. Whenever I finish a task, I check it off my list, and that serotonin boost I get every time I'm done with the task is really great, and it makes me feel like I was productive that day. So after I finish editing or working, I like to treat myself sometimes if I'm not tired. Most of the time I make myself a really nice drink. It could be coffee or chocolate, but most of the time I make coffee. And it's kind of sad because these days I have to stick to decaffeinated coffee because for some reason caffeinated coffee makes me jittery and it gives me like palpitations, which it didn't used to. So I'm trying to stay away from that for a while. Though it's been a while since I've actually had some like regular coffee, so I try to drink a little bit every now and then just to kind of introduce my body to caffeine again. And who knows, maybe one day I can drink regular coffee without feeling like I'm dying. So I want to share with you guys an interesting recipe that I came across in one of the Facebook groups I'm a part of, which is the Coffee Homebrewers group. And this is actually one of my lazy recipes that is super duper good, and it's super easy to make. All you need is condensed milk, your milk of choice, espresso, and a bit of salt. Honestly, the salt is optional, but I do like to add salt because it counters the sweetness of the condensed milk. And it's just, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's really good, and you probably won't understand until you try it. So the day I made this, actually, I forgot to add the salt, and it was a mess too. Like the condensed milk got on the outer part of the glass, and I don't know, everything was just so messy, but oh well, it happens. Another thing I do on the weekends is compile all the writing work I've done in the past week. The main work that I'm doing right now actually is a writing job. I can't really talk about it much except that I write a lot. And I mean a lot of 750 word or more articles in a week. And by the time I'm done with them, I usually don't really have the mental or physical energy to compile them. I've been getting into a lot of hobbies lately, and one of those hobbies is learning how to draw. I actually got this pen tablet last year because I was just planning on using it for adding the handwritten animations to my videos like you see throughout this one. Surprisingly, I can actually draw pretty okay as long as I have a reference. So what I'm working on now is a drawing of the Albacros ship. If you guys know Genshin Impact, you know that there is a ship called Albacros, which is basically Albedo and Sucrose together. And this is literally my closest friend's favorite ship. You know, I just figured, hey, why not draw something for her? In case anyone's curious, this is what Sucrose looked like when I was making her sketch. And this one's after shading and adding lines. If I still have extra time in the day, I play a game or two to psych myself up for the week ahead. These days, I've mostly been playing Genshin Impact and Hakuoki. I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain Genshin, but Hakuoki is basically a romance visual novel, and it takes place in the Bakumatsu, or the late Tokugawa shogunate period. for me, it's not just about the choose your own adventure, but since they're in Japanese and they're fully voiced, they actually kind of help me with my Nihongo studies. And what I do is I write down the words I hear and find their meaning. I write them in hiragana because I cannot write kanji to save my life. I do try to look up the words and see how they're used and if they're still used, just to be sure that I'm not trying to learn anything that's obsolete. On the weekdays, I pretty much start my day the same way. I make a breakfast drink, and then I pour some cereal in a bowl, and that's pretty much it. These days, I get kind of lazy to actually make proper breakfast since I wake up late, but I do try to put a little more effort into the drink I make, since it usually lasts me the whole day. I don't know why, but I drink my breakfast drink really slowly, and sometimes I don't finish it until dinner time. That's why I try to make sure that I'm making a really good drink so that I don't waste it and that I actually enjoy it the whole day. After breakfast, I do my Genshin commissions and then I go to work. I actually have a problem where I either hyperfixate on something or I have trouble concentrating and do the thing at the very last minute. So I've been trying different methods to help me concentrate, and I think what's working for me so far is the Pomodoro timer. I've been using the 25-minute work and 5-minute break method, and so far it's been really good. I've been able to do my work properly, been able to do it smoothly, and I don't really feel too burnt out when I'm done with my task. Since I spend a lot of time at my desk typing and clicking away, I try to exercise my wrists and my hands sometimes because I'm terrified of getting carpal tunnel. After I'm done with work, I close all my work tabs and all my work applications, and I just scroll through Twitter for a while to see if there are any new Genshin codes, or to look at weird Fire Emblem memes, or just, try to take a rest after using my brain so much. Depending on my mood though, I might squeeze in some other things like voiceover auditions and song covers on the weekdays, but most of the time, this is pretty much how my week goes. If any of you would be willing to share, I'd really love to know what you guys do on the weekdays and what your work week looks like. So if you're comfortable, leave your work routine in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I'll see you next month for a sorta new, but not really, travel video. Stay safe everyone, and take care of yourselves. Bye!